lot of people think about their design of their ads or brochures and so forth. Let's talk for a second about the ad, designing an ad. First of all, there has to be the appeal of the publication that the ad's in. That's the first step. The second step is that the design work that's done either by the newspaper staff or the ad agency is important. In other words, the key is to have provocative headlines. The more provocative and clever headline you can have, the better. The reader will gravitate to provocative headlines, and they have a tendency to want to come back every week to see what's going to happen next in that ad. So provocative headlines are extremely important. Now, there's three things we can think about here, and these are things that are not apparent a lot of times. The first is what we call the optical weight of the ad. If you divide the ad space into 4 quadrants, the upper left quadrant is the key to pulling the eye into the ad. That upper left quadrant can have a small logo, it can have the beginning of a headline, it can have the upper part of an illustration, it can have spot color. So this is something people don't recognize. They think they've got to draw the eye in for the whole ad, but it's actually the upper left quadrant that is so important. Beyond that, the second factor is the contrast. And here again, we need to think about the contrast between the heading of the ad and the illustration, which those should be either one dominant, which will overshadow the rest of the ad. So the heading of the illustration, it contrasts with the rest of the ad, is another factor in pulling the eye in. A third factor is what we call the Z scanning factor, and that is that if you can think of an imaginary Z for zebra, so to speak, and the eye is pulled across the top of the ad, the eye is pulled down through the ad on a slant, and then down to the bottom of the ad. Now this Z scanning formula is important because you can actually take boxes or graphics and pull the eye down through the ad. So it's important to get the eye into the ad, it's important to pull the eye down through the ad. And so the Z scanning is important. There's another factor here, and that is in web design, particularly on landing pages that you have. And that is what we call the E factor. And the E means that the upper part of the E is a dominant headline, and then the next few points of the E is bullet points coming in. These are all coming in from the left. These are all coming in from flush left. So in one hand you have a Z scanning with a newspaper, you have an E factor in web design where the eye is going to travel a little differently. Instead of a Z factor, you're going to have more of an E, where you're going to have the top dominant headline, and then coming down with the bullet items flush left from the side. That's the way people read on the internet. There's another factor, and that is the way the ad is designed as far as superimposing type over a busy background, or reverse type. These are areas where if it's hard to read the ad, the reader's just going to go on. They're not going to pay attention to the ad. If the ad is hard to read, and a lot of artists want to design the ad this way. They want to have superimposed type, they want to have reverse type, and it just makes it harder to read.